Welcome back to Creating Inner Beauty. I'm Liz. I'm an intuitive energy healer, card reader, and coach. And today I'm here with a deck walkthrough of a new oracle deck that I have just gotten into my online shop, Transcend Beauty and Self-Care. And this is the My Quality Time Self-Care Activity cards from Deja Drewit. And I was really excited to get this and her Personal Power Oracle deck into my shop because I really wanted to have some tools that people could use to connect to their time of self-care, for self-love, and personal empowerment. So these are one of the things that I chose to stock. So I just got them in. I wanted to share them with you guys. And so the My Quality Time Self-Care Activity cards, they are a little smaller than a regular tarot card deck. I guess maybe this would be considered poker size. They come, let's see here, can I open this box? There we go. In a little magnetic open up box. I love the black and white design with the teal detail. And that's the inside. Let me just show you the back for a second. The back says, contains 44 hand illustrated and watercolor painted cards. Fun and easy self-care activities for any woman that require little to no money and as little as 5 minutes a day. Guidebook includes a message as well as alternative activities for each card. It's not about finding time, it's about making time. Give yourself permission to focus on yourself so you can be your best self for others. And yeah, I really like that. I really wanted to have some tools that make self-care and choosing what you're going to do for your self-care easy. I've often found in my work with clients, both as a therapist and as a coach, that when we get overwhelmed and stressed out and burnt out, that's when we most need self-care, but it's also when we have the least resources to think of what would feel good to do and to do them, particularly in terms of things that are quick and easy but effective. So just having a card deck that you can shuffle and draw a card from and then just do that activity without having to put a lot of brain power into it feels really useful. Or if you want to choose a activity more consciously, you could flip through the cards, which in itself I think would be very soothing and stress relieving because they're so pretty, and then choose something that resonates with you. So I loved the idea of stocking this deck. Okay, so let's get into it. I've been talking enough. Okay, so it comes with a little guidebook and about the deck, a little bit from the creator, Deja Drewit. She says, I first decided to create this deck when I became a struggling new mom. With no money saved up, I quit my job to raise my son full time and had to move in with my family. I quickly neglected all my self-care needs due to taking care of my son, working on my new business and freelance work. My body took years to recover after childbirth, having pain all over. It even hurt to walk. I felt very guilty for not being able to support my son on my own and became quite a workaholic, trying to get back on my own 2 feet. Within 2 years, I was so emotionally and physically exhausted that I finally had my breaking point. That was when I finally realized I deserved self-care and gave myself permission to begin my new self-care practice. I realized I had to make time, not find time, in order to bring joy and health back to my life. That is when the idea for this deck was born. As an artist who had a passion for spirituality, self-improvement, and card decks, this deck was a no-brainer for me. I truly hope this deck brings joy to many women out there and allows you the permission you may need to put yourself first. And I feel like that's such a relatable story. I feel like so many new moms have a hard time finding time for themselves and for self-care. People who are starting new businesses or new ventures, or just in general, women as caretakers tend to prioritize other people over themselves. So having this physical representation of your commitment to self-care, I think, is very powerful. So then it goes into how to use this deck, bonus references, self-care spread. That's lovely. And then we go into the cards, and it looks like it has a full color picture of the card, a little message here, a summary of the activity and some alternative activities. And then it looks like it's about 1 page for each card. And then some thanks at the end about the artist and her other decks. I'm also thinking about getting the love story oracle cards. We'll see. I'll let you guys know if I do. Okay, so as I mentioned, here's the box. It's a pretty nice quality. I love the size of it. Let's open this up. Okay, look at this beautiful teal edging. I love this color, it's so vibrant. And that was another thing that attracted me to both of these decks, not only the art and the subject matter, but just the beautiful details here. Here's the back, the black and white drawing with the moon phases, which feels very feminine, and the timer, I can't think of what it's called, like the sand timer, kind of indicating that we give ourselves, we make the time for self-care. And then let's go through the cards. Okay, so first one, read. They are numbered. And I love this suggestion. This is one of my first go-to self-care activities. If I'm ever feeling burnt out, stressed out, overwhelmed, or particularly if I feel like I am drained and need to replenish my energy, diving into a book, particularly like a fiction story that feels good, is my go-to. And that really works for me really quickly. Ritual, beautiful. We have the tarot, which of course I'm a big fan of. We have the candle, we have her crystals in the background. Yeah, just having that sacred space, that time to slow down. We have the sage and the Palo Santo and perhaps rosemary here. Just having some way of clearing your energy field, releasing that stress, quieting your mind, setting your intentions. Love it. Flowers. Yes, I love that. I think, this can imply both like going out into nature and getting plants to bring into your house, but also like floral arranging. That's been something for me that I've done in the past. I've taken a couple of classes in it. And then, if I'm feeling like I really just need a lift of my spirits and energy, just going to Trader Joe's and getting a couple bunches of flowers and then putting them together in a unique way is super fun, connects me to nature, feels artistic and creative, is low cost and beautiful. I say Trader Joe's specifically because, pro tip, they have the cheapest flowers that are the nicest, in my opinion. Okay, watching a movie, always good. Kind of the same idea for me as reading. Just diving into a movie that, brings up some emotions that either feel reassuring or supportive or make you laugh, or if you feel like you need a good cry, that can help you with that. I think that's wonderful. Travel. Yeah, there's something about traveling, just even heading out for an afternoon to somewhere new and walking around, that I think really takes you out of your current circumstances and the associations and stress that you experience with them, and kind of gives you a nice little restart. So that's beautiful. Sorry if I shook the camera. Okay, draw. Beautiful. Now, I'm personally not much of a drawer artist, just because I'm not that good at it. But I think that it is such a meditative practice if you're drawn to it, and I love coloring. So if I have like an adult coloring book, I adore that. Just playing with color, filling in the lines, being artistic without necessarily having to be that talented. At least that's how it works for me. Bake. Yes, definitely. Food is very magical. You can put your intentions into it. The process is meditative. You have something delicious afterward to enjoy. It feels productive because you created something. Breakfast. Yes, just kind of slowing down, taking time to sip your coffee or tea or hot chocolate, and enjoying a nourishing meal to start your day. Or sometimes even, breakfast food at night can feel really fun and like a change. Journal, an amazing one, so important. Definitely, especially if there's anything weighing heavily on your heart. It's a really good way to express yourself. Create. Oh, interesting. So in this create card, it looks like we have a mug candle. So we have the beeswax here, we have some essential oil, some flowers, and then the creator apparently created this candle. Beautiful. Visualize. Yeah, so that's such a beautiful self-care tool as well. To me, goes along with meditation. I love to do visualizations around, clearing my chakras, grounding my energy, cutting any cords, or also just visualizing, a beautiful place, a happy place, what I'd like to see unfold. So many ways you can use visualization. And I also have a couple visualizations on my channel if you're interested in checking one of those out. And YouTube is such a great resource for that. Bath, taking a beautiful bath. You can put some salt in it, Epsom salts. You can put some essential oils in it. Look like there's some flower petals. Make it luxurious. Let water wash away your cares and clear your energy. Treat. Beautiful. Now, I love how in this treat card, it looks like some kind of yogurt and fruit parfait. And I think it is so important to treat ourselves and to nourish ourselves with healthy foods. And, it's also, of course, wonderful and delicious to treat ourselves with things that are slightly less healthy, but finding that balance and finding things that also nourish you at the same time can be very helpful. Pamper. Yes, who doesn't love a good pampering session? Face mask. It's got the crystals. I love it. And that's really part of why in my beauty and self-care shop there is that beauty component to it, that pampering yourself and focusing on what makes you feel beautiful and luxurious and feminine and get you in touch with that side of yourself, I think is such an important part of self-care. Puzzle. I haven't done a puzzle in a really long time, but I could see how that would be really soothing and meditative. Beauty. Yeah, there you go. That's sort of what I was talking about before. Playing with makeup is definitely, especially when it's not something I have to do, but something I'm feeling like doing, it's definitely a creative and artistic outlet for me. Why I'm awesome. Oh, making a list. So I think that's lovely, like making a list of ways that you really value yourself, making a gratitude list, even making a to-do list can be calming, just kind of depending on what you need. Spending time in nature, so healing and grounding. You have that little ducky. This card resonates a lot for me because right by my house, I have a little pond with ducks and geese in it. So a lot of times I go out there and sit by it and find that very soothing. Connect. So calling a friend, calling a relative, reaching out, getting that sense of connection, even if that someone is not physically there with you. Cafe. Yes, for sure, one of my go-tos. Just like being outside and being around other people and just people watching, enjoying a hot beverage, maybe taking a book with you. One of my favorites. Rest. Yeah. Definitely everything looks better when you're well rested. Everything feels better, everything seems better, kind of a brighter outlook. Dare. Yeah, taking a risk, putting yourself out there, doing something exciting. Listen. I feel like this can be listened to music that uplifts you, or listen to inspirational videos, podcasts, teachings. Both definitely, I think, have their place in self-care. Learning something new. Crystal work. Yes, definitely. So getting some soothing crystals that help with stress, that help you feel grounded, that raise your vibration. Laying them out in a grid can be very meditative and healing. Using them on your body. Stargaze. That's so pretty. Yeah, especially if you're someplace where you can really see the stars. It really kind of gives you a different perspective on life once you spent some time doing that. Play. Fun. There's a playground by my place, and sometimes I'll go and sit on the swings, and that can feel very childlike and free and really kind of break up any tension. Unplug. So important. I think this is a big challenge today. I know it's a big challenge for myself. Just putting down our phones, stopping the input of energy, stopping you giving out energy on social media, on emails, on texts, and just being with yourself and doing something that you enjoy that refills your cup. Candles. Definitely lighting a candle, just taking the time to do that. Tea, very soothing. And different teas have different qualities and properties. So, if you get into that a little bit, you can choose a tea that feels right for the need you have. Sensuality, for sure. Putting on something pretty, being in touch with your body, moving your body, self-pleasure. All of those things are lovely for self-care. Sing. Beautiful. Yeah, just really belting out songs, having fun with it. Dance. Having fun with it. Stretch. Yoga. Just moving your body, releasing that tension. Meditate. Absolutely. Sense. Oh, interesting. So I think this is like sense, like smelling. Or using your all of your senses is probably what that means, because it's spelled sense, like all of your senses. But I think the example is using a scent. So something like breathing in lavender essential oil to help you relax, or anything else that feels wonderful to you. Focus. Sometimes that's important, that we're feeling overwhelmed because our focus is scattered in many different places. So, really kind of taking a look and prioritizing what's important and letting everything else wait for a minute while you focus on that can feel really helpful. Hair. Yeah, doing your hair. It's kind of part of that beauty for me. Water. Making sure you're hydrated, feeling good. Nurture. Yeah, what do you need to nurture in your life? How can you nurture yourself? Gift. Yeah, giving someone a gift, thinking of a gift, finding it, sending it, can definitely put you in a different mind space. Focus less on yourself, especially if you're feeling, a little down or out. Fitness. Yep, getting those endorphins going, feeling strong. Having a date, planning a date. Depending on where you're at in your life, that can feel more or less stressful. But, if you're in a connection where maybe you haven't had a chance to have some time together, and, prioritizing that date night can do a lot to shift your energy. Or if you're single, I think, opening up to spending some time with someone new, even if it's, doesn't end up being the one or anything like that, it can be a fun experience just having a nice interaction with someone new, and then deciding where it goes from there, whether it continues or not. You'll still have had a lovely experience, possibly. We hope. Tidy up. Yeah, that's important, especially if you're feeling really cluttered in your environment. Sometimes it's very symbolic to do some decluttering, some cleaning, and that will help you feel much more clear. And then another really fun, interesting thing about this deck is it comes with 6 cards that you can draw or write your own preferred self-care activities on and include them in the deck, and then you have those as possibilities that you can draw from as well. So really lovely little deck, I think. I think it's going to be really useful for myself, and I hope that my clients will also enjoy it very much. And I'll leave a link for it down in the description box if you're interested in checking it out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to give it a like. If you'd like to see more tarot and oracle unboxing and walkthroughs, discussion of tarot, discussion of spiritual topics, of healing, of beauty, of self-care. Please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you, and I'll see you in the next video.